Will, I said last week the former Prime Minister Scott Morrison still had experience to offer the federal Liberals, and he should be brought back to the front bench, you know, to just add with a couple of other people I mentioned, Matt Canavan, Keith Pitt, also experienced, good performers. I said he'd be a good foreign minister. I said Scott Morrison would be a good foreign minister. Now, I noticed, by the way, he's now out and about in the media. On my show last week, Sherry Markson's today, Chris Kenny's fine documentary yesterday, tonight again after the show. The odd thing is, Will, Britain's Prime Minister has just brought back another former Prime Minister, David Cameron, and made him Foreign Secretary or Foreign Minister in their words. Here he is.
I know it's not usual for a Prime Minister to come back in this way, but I believe in public service. The Prime Minister asked me to do this job, and it's a time where we have some daunting challenges as a country. The conflict in the Middle East, the war in Ukraine, and of course, I hope that 6 years as Prime Minister, 11 years leading the Conservative Party gives me some useful experience and contacts and relationships and knowledge that I can help the Prime Minister. That's why I'm doing the job, and I'm delighted to accept.
Now, you could say the same Scott Morrison as well. So why not bring back Scott Morrison? I don't get it, Will. Why are we so down on former Prime Ministers?
This is the first time I'm going to disagree with you on this show, Andrew, which is weirdly thrilling. I don't think it would be I don't think it would be a good move, and I don't think it'd be a good move because of the politics of it, as opposed to what he has to offer, which is probably still quite a lot. His brand is toxic in a lot of the population, not just on the left, but unlike, say, a Tony Abbott, who is still admired on the right, he lost a lot of people during COVID, to the extent that I don't think it would be worth the political risk that would come and the perceived problems that would come with having him there. But I think what you mentioned at the end of your comments there is right.
Will, every single politician, just about every single politician in Australia shares the blame for that, almost every single one, for what happened in the pandemic. It wasn't just Scott Morrison. He went with the flow.
He was the Prime Minister, though, Andrew. He was the Prime Minister. But in any case, he was the Prime Minister.
Doing all the shoving, and he was having to follow them. He could have fought, you're quite right, but I'm not going to single one man out in a group hysteria, led by the media, I might just say too. Biggest dummy spit of the year, Louise, must go to a federal Liberal MP, or now ex-Liberal, Russell Broadbent, who today quit the Liberal Party 33 years after he was first elected, because he's lost pre-selection now for a seat of Monash. He got thumped by a woman, Mary Aldred, by 161 votes to just 16. So he's in such a snit, he's going to sit as a backbencher instead. Fair enough?
Well, this is a case of losers all round. I mean, these situations are completely foreseeable, and I really don't understand why they have to happen in the public eye. There should be discussions that happen, you know, well before things like this, so it doesn't turn out that way. I mean, the guy, it's a long time. He'd be gutted, but it was a foreseeable situation.
No, but he's been in Parliament for a quarter of a century, all told, and never achieved much, never been promoted to a ministry. Is probably, you know, it's locals say we would rather a younger, fresher, more promising candidate to represent us. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, and that's completely fair enough. I mean, the politics isn't forever, and you really need to realise that there's no guarantees. So, yeah, all is fair in love and politics, but that I do have some empathy for the guy too. So,
oh, look, I have empathy as well, but we're not there to be represented for empathy. Will, quick comment on that? I mean, the guy was elected as a Liberal. I think it's a betrayal of his electorate to now sit as something else.
No empathy from me, Andrew. I think the guy's a lightweight. He's been in politics longer than I've been alive, and in that time, he's never been on the front bench. He's been on the against the public mood on pretty much every major issue. Get rid of him. Get someone better in.
Good on you. Thank you very much. Good luck to you, Louise Elliott, and thank you so much, Will Kingston.